right, it is a Saturday, September 6th, 2025, about 5:19 p.m. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. There's Critter. He's part of the critter species. It says so in the back of the mirror freshener. Mirror critters. And you live, laugh, and smell good. I always got to remember those three things. All right. We're going to reset accumulated info. Did about 100 of that yesterday, probably. And it is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. My car says 82 degrees, but it's 78. I checked the weather bug. I remembered. All right. So, this is the part where you watch me pick food up at restaurants and drop it off at your doorstep. And here we go. I'll say that it was green. Well, it was yellow. It was yellow as I was getting there. Here we go. Is the butterfly. All right, we got a Chipotle. 5:26 arrival, 1 minute, 0.1 mile. All right, this Chipotle is on its way. 5:38 arrival, 6 minutes, 1.6 miles for the drop-off. All right, this Chipotle is going to the correctional center. Right over there. You can see they're adding space. Always good to have construction at the correctional facilities. Just want to keep up with upkeep. All right, someone got their Chipotle. Okay. And there is Old South Pancake House. 1962. All right, we got one at Zap Kitchen. It's right by that building right there. So literally maybe 150 yards from here. Right next to Zap's. There's Zap.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to the sign right here. New York's 990 miles away. This is the Trinity. Got two of them. The first one's going to the Hilton, downtown Fort Worth. We got two Zaps. The first Zap Kitchen is going 6:16 arrival, 7 minutes, 3 miles, are going to the Hilton, 4th floor, downtown Fort Worth. one's the Omni. Just wondering which Hilton it is. That's Omni. Wondering if it's the one JFK stayed at. Find out. Looks like it is the one JFK stayed at. It's where the JFK statue is. The John F. Kennedy. John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Died 11/22/63. He was here 11/21/63 giving a speech, which was unplanned. It was a spontaneous speech. And they say he was acting a little weird. The day before, Lee Harvey Oswald got him. 2 successful hits in Dallas. Might have been better if he stayed in Fort Worth. That's what a lot of people say. I didn't get him here though, but Lee Harvey Oswald did live here. He and his wife lived here before they moved to Dallas, before he got the job at the Texas Book Depository. All right, gotta go until we get to the hotel. It's gonna be right on Commerce, and then you'll run right into the Hilton that JFK stayed at. Jacqueline and he stayed at this Hilton Fort Worth hotel. Jacqueline and he. You can get there also by crossing this walkway above right there. I've done it before in a vlog. It's gonna be right here. Right off 8th. And there is a JFK memorial right next to it. I've been to it a few times. Probably only get a couple of photos today. This is the Hilton he stayed at. It's right here. That's the memorial. So one side of it. I'll show you the other part of it. So the Hilton is right here, where he stayed. This is November 22nd, 1963. And he's right here, and that's the memorial there. This is the actual hotel he stayed at. This is the lobby, you probably walk through. I don't know if the elevators were probably right here. I don't know if those horses were there. Don't know the floor that I stayed on, but you can probably find out. I might ask on the way out. They probably wouldn't know though. Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Glad you could join me. Welcome to the JFK Hotel. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty nice. Probably why a lot of people stay here, is for that reason. All right. I have to get to Hilton for the second one. It's 2 from Zap. So, unfortunately, because of what I do, I only can show that much of the JFK. But I might just kind of peek over there and show you a little bit more. Thanks, Tesla. And I'll go there and just kind of show you the kind of a wide shot of what it looks like. It's literally right next to the Hilton Hotel that Jacqueline and he stayed at. John F. Kennedy's presidential circle is what they call it. He's standing there. He gave a spontaneous speech the day before he was assassinated on 11/21, 1963. Before the day's tragedy. Before that fateful day. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. That's true, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. President. Second delivery, I know this is kind of a weird shot. It is 6:35 arrival, 9 minutes, 6.7 miles on the delivery. For Zap, second one. Looks like the red roof. All right. So a lot of the handoffs I don't really show. I might have been early vlogs. But anyway, we're headed back to downtown. Lutheran's Church. I have a sermon, and this is from Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with joy. The God of hope fill you with joy. All right, got one at Mellow Mushroom. 6:59 arrival, 6 minutes, 2.1 miles. It's a pretty good one. Actually, it's a really good one. All right, so Mellow Mushrooms on the other side of TCU off of Bluebonnet Circle. TCU has been around since 1873, about 52 years. I'm sorry, 152 years. Had 100 on there. 152 years. Started off here in this area. That's where it says right there on the little thingy right there. I guess it's a plaque, or it's, you can probably sit there and have lunch on it, like a little concrete memorial. And they've got everything here. They've got Dutch's, burgers and burritos, Buffalo Brothers, Jimmy John's, Ampersand, which I haven't eaten that yet, Band Shop and McAllister's, Einstein Bagels, Gyros, and Potbelly, and a Kroger, in case you want to make something to eat at home. 7-Eleven, their sandwiches are good, but we're going to Mellow Mushroom, which is down this way. All right, here comes Snag. And there's Mellow Mushroom. All right, there were two different orders, so I had to separate them. This Mellow Mushrooms is 2 parts. First drop will arrive at 7:22 arrival, 10 minutes, 5.3 miles. Every time I think of you, I get a shot right through the bum. This is the Benbrook area. Who would know? All right, second Mellow Mushroom, number 2, 7:40 arrival, 12 minutes, 8.7 miles. Here we go with the delivery. And I'm gonna keep on loving you. It's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep. I just wanna keep on loving you. Ooh, ooh. Actually, it's let me sleep a little bit, and then we'll talk about love when I wake up. No, I'm just kidding. I don't wanna sleep. I just wanna keep on vlogging you, sunset. There's critter on my mirror. It belongs to the critter species. Do you like that song, Critter? I thought you did. That's what I like about you, Critter. You never, ever argue. You're really quiet. And when you have a concern, you just kind of look to the side. Okay. Sounds good. Got some pizza in the back, huh? Yeah. It's not for me. It's for the customer. And it's going to the door. So get that grin off your face, kitty. A garage sale on Whitestone Ranch. Huh. It's Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning. Oops. see Panther City. And why do they call it Panther City? A lot of different reasons. One reason was supposedly during the Wild Wild West, they had the zoo with panthers in it, and then things fell apart. Panthers got out, or roaming the downtown area of Fort Worth, nicknamed Panther City. One reason. The other one is the women of the night will come out of the shadows like a panther, whoosh, and get you. Right, Critter? He didn't talk about it. I remember that time. But I'm not going to talk about it, Critter, because I don't want to scare you. Let's focus on the moon. A little more focus on the moon. And we'll 0.5 and get both of them in there. I call that the 0.5 shot. All right. A little bit longer. A couple more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1, cut. Got one at Specs. Arrive at 8:03, 1 minute, 0.6 miles. Well, I got carded, but I began talking to them about the original Star Wars when it wasn't New Hope, and mentioned some scenes from Mark Hamill. So, okay, we'll let it slide. No one would know the name Mark Hamill unless they were of age. Sorry, Mark. All right, the Specs delivery is on its way. 8:20, 10 minutes, 3.5 miles. Oh, it's non-alcoholic Bacardi. Right, got a Taco Bell, 8:28 arrival, 2 minutes, 0.5 miles. All right, this Taco Bell is on its way, 8:36 arrival, 2 minutes, 0.7 miles. All right, got one at 8:20 Liquors, 8:47 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.1 mile. Granola break. Stop, 8:57 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.8 mile.
Dallas wins their first concert of the season.
Playing some Lincoln soundtrack by John Williams.
In October 26th. Dallas wins.
Stop on its way, 9:06 arrival, 4 minutes, 1 mile. All right, this 820 Liquors is on its way. 9:17 arrival, 7 minutes, 2.3 miles. I have an ID problem, so someone else's ID. Rather than the person that had it, so we got to go back to 820 Liquors and return it. I'll get that information for the logistics. Just wait a second. Head back to 820 Liquors, return the item. 9:31 arrival, 10 minutes, 3.5 miles for the return. So it's kind of like one of those, well, my brother's in the shower, but this is his ID now. Now if it's, well, you know, well, he'll be out in 10 minutes. Well, you know what? Just forget about it. So it's going back to 820 Liquors. Then we'll continue on. There's Pascal. That's cool. I always went out that back way right there. My car would be parked right there where that warehouse was. That's where the theater department was, on that side of the school. Went back to 820 Liquors, beer, wine, spirits, and returning the liquor, cause an ID didn't work out right. All right, Van Leeuwen ice cream on our way. 9:38 arrival, 3 minutes, 1.3 miles. This Leeuwen's ice cream is coming your way. 9:52 arrival, 2 minutes and 1 mile. Right. This Van Leeuwen ice cream is coming to you at the Hilton Garden. Nice. Should leave it right on the light. Just gotta go that way. Yeah. Right, we got a Whataburger. 10:05 arrival, 6 minutes, 1.4 miles on our way. There's the founder, Herman Dobson, from the first one in 1950. This Whataburger is on its way. 10:15 arrival, 5 minutes, 2.6 miles. We filmed some of Lynn Driver here. Right, got one at Wingstop, pretty good one. 10:26 arrival, 1 minute, 0.2 miles. 0.2 miles. Here's the marquee. At Marco's, we're going to pick it up at 10:40, 1 minute, 0.2 mile. So if I have any type of drinks, I always bring this puppy right here for the drinks. These little small guys are known as 20 ounce. Something you gotta know about. First one's Wingstop, 10:52 arrival, 6 minutes, 1.4 miles. All right, this is Marco's Pizza is on its way. 11:02 arrival, 7 minutes, 2.8 miles. A lot of drops here for Nita back in the day. Some Home Sweet 2. About that Home 2 Sweets. So the whole thing is called Home 2. I think it's late. Close that door. Well ready. Just knock, as they say. So, photo and knock. So, you just light knock. Don't like, bam, 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 bam. Don't do that. So, little knock. All right, looks like we got one at Insomnia Cookies. It's going to be 11:22, 2 minutes, 0.4, and then after that we have to go to 7-Eleven, pick up a two-part order. Insomnia Cookies, where they serve cookies very late and always warm. And they have ice cream. Can pick up 7-Eleven, 11:30, 3 minutes, 0.8 miles. Dear Pepper Light, dear Pepper Light. Made it into 7-Eleven. Dear Pepper Light. Smells paper, it's like gators. The 7-Eleven is on its way, 11:37, 1 minute, 0.3. Yeah, this is actually not the 7-Eleven, this is Insomnia Cookies, if you're interested. Alright, so just to let you know, that one said, it's a ghost wants to come in. We'll do this shot with the ghost. Do you mind? It doesn't mind. Alright, just 1 moment. So sometimes, that's why we haunted. Sometimes I'll say leave indoor, and then it'll have a mixed message saying, hand to the recipient. I just leave it at the door. Then they'll make you go through a rigmarole of taking photos and stuff like that. So in that case, you see where it says leave it at the door and they leave a message, just leave it at the door. Just hit complete. I don't know, hopefully that ghost didn't follow me. All right, this is going to be the 7-Eleven drop. That was the Insomnia cookies. The one with the ghost in the elevator. All right, 11:50 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.2 miles. That was weird, the elevator door just opened. Yeah, and also I didn't show that the gate opened too, but that was probably done by the recipient. And they're right next to a purple light. The purple light. Light, the purple light. The purple light. Yeah, the purple light. All right, got one at Sonic. 11:59 arrival, 3 minutes, 1.1 mile. Right, looks like we're going to take this Sonic delivery. It's 12:09 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.9 miles. All right. Late night correctional center Sonic drinks. We used to get them at the bank when I worked at the bank. Our assistant was it? No, it wasn't assistant manager. It was assistant. Oh no, it was a district manager. It was one of the district managers. Yeah. If we did well, then they'd go out and get us Sonic drinks. It's nerve-wracking. The bank, you know. I was a banker for 4.5 years. I worked with Frank Darabont. I actually really did. Frank Darabont did Shawshank Redemption. That's what you're thinking about, wasn't it? And it was his name Andy. He was the banker. Tim Robbins played him. It might have been Andy. I'll have to figure it out. I read the book the best that I could. It's a detailed book. But the movie's supposed to be the best movie ever made on Google. I worked with Frank Darabont. Yeah, he directed me. I was one of his extras, one of his background artists in The Majestic. I got to stand next to Jim Carrey when the camera was off at one time because they were pairing us up for some reason when I was in Hollywood. I know this is crazy, but we love Jesus, we love Fort Worth. Thought about going back. Not anytime soon. Because it's a dream that's kind of wedged into my soul for some reason. And I wouldn't have gone out there when I was 27 if I didn't mean it. But that place is a true arena. Where Fort Worth is a mild one. It's a nice town. Trust me, I love it. I always will. It's where I was born. They say the shaman never leave. But, I don't know. I have a pathway. I just don't want to give any details about it. And the book thing, you know, the novel, I guess it was, you know, when you try to do something that's out of your reach and then you just come off as like really crazy. But I still kind of work on it every once in a while. I gotta remember to balance the notes because, you know, you have the notes on the MacBook and you have the notes on the phone. If you know anything about AirDrop and all that stuff, you gotta make sure if you make a change on one, you have the same version on the other. But I think it does it automatic if you have both devices up. It'll mutate the two devices. Or it'll mutate the two apps, I guess you could say. Or not the two apps, but the two note programs. It has done that. I made a change on notes, and it'll make the change on the MacBook notes. But you have to check it, because it doesn't always do it. The whole AirDrop thing. But, you know, it's not the end of the world if you have two different versions of a novel. It's just one may have more add-ons than the other. If you can remember what you added on, you can check it, and you can always just AirDrop it back to this device. or airdrop it to the MacBook. Let's go in there. They're doing construction. To the food table. And that's the Lawn Evans Correctional Center. Looks like they're touching up that side of the wall there. My goodness. Skyscraper gel. It turns out that actually isn't Lawn Evans. Lawn Evans is over this way. So I'm just used to the food table drop. That's the Lamar one. So he'll be out there waiting. Most likely it was probably a jeller. Don't ask for all that information, but picking it up on the sidewalk right outside. Lawn Evans is actually this one. I think you can really even tell. Belknap is right here. West Belknap. The construction one is what I call the Lamar one. That's North Burnett, right here, if that helps. So you have two of them. Lawn Evans Correctional. Then you have, I don't know what they call that one. I'll have to check. But it's definitely correctional. I think it's called Tarrant County Correctional. That one right there. That's the one I thought it was. That's on Lamar. A different one. Okay, got that straight. This is probably Tarrant County Correctional. Lawn Evans is the next block. They're still working on that one. Daddy's kitchen. We're gonna go pick it up. The whole kitchen, even the sink. No, I'm just joking. We're actually going to Daddy's kitchen. 12:30 arrival, 5 minutes, 2.1 miles. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking to see where Daddy's kitchen is. It's saying it's somewhere over here. It might be what's called a virtual store. All right, so it's not that place. It's actually Ray's, but I don't know if it's open or not. That's weird. It didn't say Daddy's kitchen on the outside of it, but sometimes they have these things called virtual stores. It shows that icebox where the store is. It says come in, we're open. Oh yeah, it does say that. Oh, the lights seem like they're on. Check it out. It could have been misordered. There's no blinking sign on the outside. Oh yeah, there is something with a name on it. Is it there? Oh, okay. Must must be Daddy's Kitchen. It's also known as Ray's Burgers. Come in Daddy's Kitchen at night. During the day, it's Ray's Burgers. All right, so I met the cook. Daddy's Kitchen's open till 2:30. It's kind of like a virtual store. They use Ray's Burger stuff, but he's the main cook in there. So you go in until 2:30 and you can actually eat or order it out for Daddy's Kitchen. It's popular. Chili's does it with just wings. We're going to the grocery warehouse. 12:43 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.7 miles. We'll take this Daddy's Kitchen and the grocery warehouse to that location. And we'll call it for the night. All right. You got a fast car, fast enough to drive away. If tonight we can die this way. Do 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 do. Driving in your car, speed so fast and I love the drop. A feeling I belong. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. Do 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 do. All right, all the way out to Burleson. 104 arrival, 16 minutes, 13 miles. I think it was like $11. Oh well. Maybe they'll tip. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll have to find out. That's fine, it's only $2. Well, let's see, 11. Yeah, at least $1 a mile, but oh well. Josie's on a vacation for... That's what it is. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. I have so much I wanna say. You can stay the night, but we keep it undercover. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. There's so much I wanna say. You can stay the night, but keep it under. All right, we are in Crowley, off of Crowley-Rendon Road. Close to Burleson, which is where we're going. And yes, Cher lived there for a little while. Not very long, but she lived there. She probably brought a lot of this back here. When she lived here, it was all dirt roads. There were no paved roads when she lived here. Long time ago. Before she met Bono. They're like Sonny and, what was it? Sonny and Cher? Sonny Bono and Cher, yeah. Sonny and Cher, yeah. This is way before then. Then she when she got out of high school, she was like, well, you know, I don't have anything to do with my life but become famous. So she went out and became famous. That's how she did it. She ended up working with Nicolas Cage down the line. Moonstruck. Somewhere in here, I don't know. She lived somewhere around here with relatives for a little while. Then she took off, went to California eventually. But Popo are pretty big here, so that's a Walmart thing. One of these Walmarts, Kelly Clarkson's swinging. I don't think it was that one. But Kelly Clarkson also is from this area too. So Sharon, Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson, actually, I think she still lives in this area. I may be wrong about that. I'm not for sure. I am listening to one of the solos of Neil Young and Dead Man. And yes, David Byrne today got into the Criterion Closet. They let him in. And he did recommend Dead Man, yeah, from Jim Jarmusch. You know, I had a conversation with David Byrne on Facebook one time. It's a true story. I don't know how he manipulated it, made it go away, but it was a chat thing. I told everybody I knew, pretty much. Psycho killer. So some of these ideas actually come from Cher. That's what I've heard. She still emails people around here. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. That'd be funny. It might be true though. All right. Hamburger ice cream.